kindness. As I conclude, all I'm trying to say with these examples that I have given, and even as I allude to the movie that I had watched, there is always something to be grateful for. There's always beauty, even in the hard times, if we just dig a little bit deeper. Let's learn to see the glass half full instead of half empty. I feel like this will make life worth living, even as we go through the hard times. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Soraya. That's a wonderful lesson that you have not yet experienced. Everyone you're going to love. So don't give up. And there's always something beautiful you should be grateful for in any situation. It reminds me of the good book that we read, that in all circumstances, give thanks. In all situations, therefore, just give thanks, because thanks covers a multitude of worries. Thank you very much. I want to move on. So we are missing our third speaker. It has been such a beautiful moment for Miss Frida, but circumstances are not allowing her to attend or to join us today. So we are going to move on with a quick poll from Mr. Sergeant at Arms. Out of our two speakers, Mr. SAA, please kindly share the poll so that we vote for the best speaker.
TMOD, thank you very much for the wonderful session. We had two speakers today, one who was delivering her icebreaker speech, and Soraya. And because of that reason, we cannot pull Martina against Soraya. For today, Soraya goes with the Golden Globe, the Academy Award, and all the other awards that are there. So back to you, TMOD. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. SSF, for handing over that Golden Globe so easy. I think I should do next time. I might get myself a Golden Globe. Okay, so let's sing on to our next exciting moment. I think this is the place where most of us have been preparing. If you haven't, now you can put on your thinking hat. I would like to introduce our table topics session, which will be led by Mr. George Mwaura. Mr. Mwaura said to me when I asked him if he could lead Safaricom for just one day, what two leadership roles or positions he would focus on most in the company. And he says that he'll focus on the CTO position, the role of the Chief Technical Officer, to make sure that the engineers are giving their best support. And he would also focus on the CFO position. This is the finance guru in the organization, to make sure that ensuring the loans compete with banks. Mr. George, please take us through the table topics session if you are ready. Welcome.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. Please bear with my quality of the video. It is my pleasure to be your table topics master for today. This, as you've heard from the TMOD, is the most exciting session after the speeches in a Toastmasters meeting. The table topics session gives members and guests alike an opportunity to train how to quickly organize and express their thoughts in an impromptu setting. So for this session, questions are normally prepared in advance, which could be relating to the theme of the day. Like today, it's all about leadership, or just some random questions or topics which are shared and The guests and the members who do not have a speaking role during the meeting are given an opportunity to respond within 2 minutes. So I hope you're ready. So this session is a sure way of conquering the fear of speaking in public, especially when you're called for impromptu speeches. So we go straight into the questions. The first question, if you could go on a dinner date with any leader, who would you pick? If you could go on a dinner with any leader, who would you pick? And this question goes to Lucy Manyara.
Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you can
You can
hear
hear
Yes,
me?
Lucy, we
You
can hear you.
proceed.
Okay, so if I was to go to any dinner with a leader, I would actually pick my mother to go with. The reason is her leadership skills are seen 9 of her children born, grow up alive and well, go to schools, each and everyone to different careers. In a span of many, many decades, and she's still alive and well. So one of the things I would probably find out from her is, one, where did she get all that energy? Can you imagine 9 children all over the place in your house and you are trying to control everyone? And then number 2, where did she get the stamina to have a straight head with all of those kids, some teenagers? Can you imagine having teenagers or Gen Z we have at this time, the millennials, the Gen Alphas, and even smaller, and the big ones, all coming with different
Lucy, we have lost you.
needs, and she has to handle everything. What does she eat to just maintain her own health, to be able to sort out all that mess in a house, a clean house, people doing homework, children doing homework, and still eat and sleep when they're supposed to sleep? If they were to get to a dinner with anyone, that would be my own mother. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you, Lucy. Most of us would not consider our own mothers as leaders. That's a great insight. So we go to the next question. What type of a leader would you not want to become? What type of a leader would you not want to become? And on this question, I'll choose Maina Kamau. Maina, are you able to take on the question? If you are unable to take the question, I can pick another person. Joseph Kimodo, are you able to take on the question?
What kind of a leader would I not want? Just thinking very quickly, leaders are supposed to be people of integrity. They're supposed to be inspiring. They're supposed to talk the truth. If I were to look at it, who would I not want? Is anybody who would not subscribe to the qualities that I have just described. Integrity, lack of integrity, and I connect that with a liar, a public liar. People who do not meet the expectation of the people because of the promises they have made. They do not meet their promises. Leaders who are of that nature. I don't want to say who, but you know well. You know well. They are there. They are here with us, especially those who are in the political space. We have good ones who live to the promise. But yes, we know them and we know the leaders. Thank you, and back to you, Topics Master.
Thank you, Joseph. Surely you don't need to find someone who can fit that bill. My next question goes to, well, let me read it first. Do you think a leader is unduly credited for entire organization's success? Do you think a leader is unduly credited for entire organization's success? This question goes to Bethlehem Nesibu.
Hello, Toastmasters and guests. Do I think a leader would be, I don't know what the other word is, but my understanding is he or she going to be recognized solely? Well, there is a difference between being a leader and a manager or a boss. So I say a leader is someone who takes us to places that we don't know how to go to. It's like a coach. In this virtual room, all I see are Black people, and my assumption are all of us are Africans. And for Africans, especially for us East Africans, the athletics is one of the sports events that we take so much pride in. And in the Paris 2024 Olympics, for instance, my country was expected to snatch so many goals and bring it home. However, we all know what happened. Well, for you Kenyans, congratulations. But for us Ethiopians, it was so heartbreaking to see our athletes fall behind and give away the gold medals, the silver medals, and even the bronze to other countries. And we blame it on the leaders, not on the athletes, because the followers are on the track, they're on the road trying their best. And what happened here is science is catching on talent, and we're overtaken by white people. I hope no white people is in this room. So my takeaway is the leadership style will finally be seen on the final outcome. And at this day, for instance, as an Ethiopian, I'm so disappointed by our athletes. And that is not the result of the followers, but the leaders. Actually.
Thank you, Nesibu, for that that answer. Surely the buck has to stop somewhere when it has to stop. The next question, let me go straight to the next question. Is leadership an inborn trait or a learned trait? Is leadership an inborn trait or a learned trait? This goes to Lillian Wamboi.
Thank you very much. I believe that leadership is a learned trait, that we all have the capabilities of learning skills or leadership skills. Yes, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lillian, for taking on that question. Timer, do I have enough time for another question?
Unfortunately not, and apologies, I'm experiencing some challenges with sharing the traffic lights. It's like my screen froze. That's why I've been unable to beam them up, but your time is up.
Thank you very much for allowing me to lead you through the table topics session. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Oh, thank you so much, George. That was a wonderful session. It was getting more exciting by the minute. I was actually expecting about 5 more questions from you. Next time, just close your eyes and let us roll with it. Might be more exciting. Great. So you picked a lot of lessons out of those short questions, and also picked the encouraging fact that we can really speak and think on our toes. All right. Okay. 1 minute, fellow Toastmasters, 1 minute. I'm at home and sometimes people tend to do things behind my back. So if you hear any shouting, I'll pause to just let them know we are in a session as well. Thank you. All right. So just speaking from George, where George has left, some few quotes that can help us to move on with our lessons today. Number 1 is from Ralph Nader, who states that I start with the premise that the function of leadership is to produce more leaders, not more followers. And this is script by Benjamin Franklin, who says, tell me and I'll forget, teach me and I remember, involve me and I learn. Now, I don't know whether it is Benjamin Franklin who said that or Confucius who said it, because we use this quotation a lot in our lessons in entrepreneurship. Another leader says that great leaders inspire. We've had this statement before. Leadership is not so much about technique and methods as it is about opening the heart. Leadership is about inspiration of oneself and then of others. Great leadership is about human experiences, not processes. Leadership is not a formula or a program. It is a human activity that comes from the heart and considers the hearts of the others. It is an attitude, not a routine. There's a man called Lance Socrates. So with those few remarks, ladies and gentlemen, we want to shift gears a little bit and move to the next session. This is the session where we want to listen to some of the evaluations. I know it is short, but it is also important that we hear about the evaluations. So our first evaluation tonight is going to be led by Mr. Kimotho, who is evaluating Ms. Martina Gar on her icebreaker speech. Joseph, over to you.
May I take this one on point of order? Mr. TMD, you can hand over the Mr. TMD, you can hand over the session to the general evaluator to take the whole evaluation, so we can follow the general. Yeah.
All right. Okay, so let me move on to Ms. Joyce Kibe. Ms. Joyce, you are in the house?
Yes, I am.
Great. So before she takes it on, there was a question also I asked Ms. Kibe. Because here we are talking about something very important. We are looking at the role of business. Just give me one moment. I find my question to Ms. Kibe. Okay, so Ms. Kibe asked the question around sharing with us one key characteristic of a successful business leader, and she responded by saying that the one characteristic of a successful business leader is consistency. In other words, doing business the right way consistently. Being consistent. So Ms. Kibe, over to you for the evaluation session. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmasters of the day. Good evening, guests and Toastmasters. Today, the purpose of the general evaluator is to evaluate everything that takes place throughout the meeting. During the meeting, I will take notes on everything that happens and doesn't happen. I will evaluate each participant on the meeting program and look for good examples of preparation, organization, delivery, enthusiasm, observation, and performance of duties. At the end of the meeting, I will give my report. As it is, I think my work began immediately. I was enrolled in the room, and before I give my report, I will give the evaluators a chance to give their report and the evaluation to the speakers. So I will start with the first evaluator, Joseph Kimotho, who was evaluating Martina Ga. Over to you, Joseph Kimotho.
Thank you very much, GE. Martina Ga. Thank you very much for your enlightening speech and for taking the step to introduce yourself to Business Dialogues Toastmasters Club and to indeed the Toastmasters International, represented by so many Toastmasters here. I will look at your speech in terms of whether you achieved the object, which I will comfortably say that you have very well done that. You have let us know who you are in terms of what you do. You are a wellness coach. You are a yoga instructor. We have also gotten the opportunity to just listen to you and to hear about what you can deliver to us in terms of information. You have given us a lot of information about your competency, about your career, about your profession. You have shared with us about the importance of exercise, about becoming better and productive leaders by maintaining our wellness of the body. Thank you very much for delivering that so well. I may want to look at whether you delivered your speech in a structure that is the required structure, the basic structure of a good speech. Did your speech have an introduction? Yes, Martina Ga's speech had an introduction, and she started so well with questions to us, which also brings the aspect of involving us, which also created some curiosity in us. And we were just wondering, what is it that you're going to say next? You did so well on that. The body, yes, you had the body to give us information about the importance of wellness and the hormones that really drive this. Did you have a conclusion? Yes, you concluded so well, and you did that even with a call to action. You asked us to invest in wellness, and I can connect that to the theme of the day. How can we nurture better leaders? You hit it so well that we work on our wellness. Leaders become better by getting feedback to help them to improve. Martina, you have started on a very, very great footing. But how can you improve on your delivery speeches? You can always do this by giving your title of the speech earlier to your evaluator, and also introducing your title, just in case. You could have introduced your title of the speech as you were starting. So we were a little bit lost. I will be definitely keen to know what title of the speech you had. The other thing is on process. You had very, very great process that left us wondering, okay, what are you going to say next? But extended too long and extended process might also not work very, very well. And it is good to just make them shorter and use them to just capture the attention of the people who are listening to you. You could also improve on the lighting within the room where you are. So in your next speech, you can probably just look at where you are or invest in some light. I will challenge yourself. I will challenge you to make more movement across. You have a lot of space across your space so that we can feel engaged and you can feel the power of being natural. I can tell you that you started quite on a tense mood, but as you went on, you became more confident and you are delivering well. So I will encourage you to use that space. I want to challenge you to take your next project with these lessons and other lessons that you will get to learn along the way. And thank you so much for informing us and letting us know that wellness will avoid us from being flooders, that we will be more productive when we invest in wellness. Thank you very much, and back to you, G.
Thank you very much, President, for those good insights. I'm sure Martina will do a better job in the next speech. So to our second evaluator, Pascalia Mainge, to evaluate Soraya Mutungi. Over to you, Pascalia.
Thank you very much, Madam General Evaluator. And congratulations to Toastmaster Soraya Mutungi for your very well articulated and very valuable speech, which I must admit had pause, it had pace, and it had a lot of perspective. That was a well articulated speech. Thank you very much. As I listened to your speech and enjoyed it thoroughly, there are three key areas where I found it standing out. Number one, your use of conversational tone. Right from the get-go, you moved in a very conversational tone. It didn't sound like it was technical. And in so doing, you enabled us to flow with you right from the get-go, transitioning from the opening to the body, right to the conclusion. And in so doing, we were able to be held attracted by your message and by your speech. Secondly, your key message. A key message in any speech is a gift to the audience. And today's speech from you, Toastmaster Soraya, was no different. It was riveting, it was relevant, and it was very resourceful. As you came in very ready to add value to your audience. And I must admit that. And I believe that I'm speaking for all of us. You have indeed added value to each of us, even as we leave this meeting. Thirdly, your audience connection. You used a story from a movie to bring out a universal speech that was able to help us to be connected and to resonate with your audience. Why am I saying this? You are able to use that speech to take a negative into a positive, and you're able to help us understand that if we are going through a sickness, or if you're going through relational issues, or you're going through a jobless issue, once you look at the better perspective, you're able to turn it around for good. Now, how can you be able to turn your great speech to a more phenomenal one? Two areas. The first one being, yes, you had very exquisite body language, but I would advise that going forward, try and minimize the use of your hand gestures, because sometimes when you overuse the hand gestures, they tend to become a distraction to your audience. Secondly, your closing. For a more effective mic dropping closure, I would advise that it's important for you to use either a quote, a call to action, or you can have a strong punchline that adds the oomph to your speech. And in so doing, your audience is able to leave the meeting knowing that, yes, there's something that I can do about my life based on what I have had from that conversation. We are told that the whatever I said lasts the longest. And therefore, your closing has to be very impactful. In a nutshell, Toastmaster Soraya, I would say that I loved your use of your conversational tone. I loved that the message was very, very important and valuable to your audience, and the fact that you had a lot of audience connectivity. Once you work on the excessive use of your hand gestures, as well as having a stronger closure, there's no telling where your next speech delivery is going to take you. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Soraya Mutungi, and back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you, Pascalia, for that feedback. And at this juncture, I will ask our SAA to put up the poll so that we can vote for the best evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Joyce. I have launched it. Can you see? We only had 2 evaluators today, Joseph Kimotho and Pascalia Maingi. We have been encouraged not to be plauders, so let us vote. We are at 64%. We can do better. 3 more, 3 more. Let's go, Toastmasters and guests. We are almost there. Those evaluations were very informative. I have taken notes. Good. Going in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to you, our gender evaluator. Thank you.
All right, so at the same time, we can launch for the table topics speaker so that we can get the best speaker. Or we call them better speakers. We are all good speakers. We say better speakers.
The better speakers. Okay. I have launched it too. It should be coming up. We had 4 speakers. Speaker number 1, Lucy Manyara. Launched it with a leader. Speaker number 2, Joseph Kimotho. What type of a leader would you not want to become? Speaker number 3, Bethlehem Nasibu. Do you think a leader is unduly credited for the entire organization's success? And lastly, Lillian Wamboi, is leadership an inborn trait or a learned trait? Let's vote, Toastmasters and guests. Let's move, let's move. We're almost there. 52% and we are 22 of us in the room. Good, thank you very much. We are getting there. Okay. And I end it in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Very interestingly, the time I'm counting down is the time a 100-meter runner would run and win his race. So it's back to you, our gender evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you, SA, for that interesting session. Before I give my comments, we will get our feedback from our account. Okay, let me first start with our grammarian. Then we go to our accountant and timer. So our grammarian, the floor is yours so we can know how we spoke during this meeting. Grammarian, the floor is yours.
General evaluator, this is a business dialogue club made up of people who are, and my work was so easy. Counting on those who used the word of the day, Martina Guy used it once and Kimotho used it twice. I do not know why the rest of the speakers did not use, or maybe I did not get them right. On improper grammatical use, I would say this is an excellent club. I'm yet to come across a club where there is no improper use of English. Good grammatical use by everyone, speakers, evaluators.
The TMOD, wonderful. For the quotes, I wanted to get more quotes from the TMOD, but somehow every time he spoke, my audio could not get it clearly. But you all bear me witness that he used very, 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 now I'm spoiling, I'm murdering by saying very, very, very. He used great language throughout his role taking. Soraya, your collateral beauty was good. you use good words. Martina talked about productive leader. Pascalia, I always want to listen to her. I even forgot that I had a role. Everything about Pascalia is just top-notch. Perspective, conversational tone, transition, give to the audience, riveting, resonate. I couldn't even count all of them. I always want to sit at her feet. And Mukoko also used very good words during his table topic session. Otherwise, I've enjoyed being the grammarian of such a phenomenal club. And back to you, GE.
Thank you, grammarian, for that feedback. So we'll go to where all of us, we wait to hear whether we have repeated words or what we have done. Our counter. Please give us your reports. Mr. Brian.
Thank you, Madam GE. I'll take us through the counter log for today's meeting, starting with the TMOD, Manasseh Miruka. He had one when introducing Joyce Kibe. For the speaker number 1, she did have some overused words, which is so. She had a count of 4. For the speaker number 2, Soraya Mutungi, that is, she had overused words, or rather repeated words, where she used you once. That was the only count for her. For the evaluator, Pascalia Maingi, she had 2, that is once and I once. When it came to the table topics master, George Moura, he used a total of 7, that's it's once, so twice, that once, and 3 times. For Lucy Manyara, table topics 1, the overused words was so. This was a total of once. For Joseph Kimodo, your once, once, might also once. For Bethlehem, during table topics 3, once, once, so a total count of 2. For Lillian Wambui, table topics 4, once. For our timer, Liz, she used twice. For our GE, Joyce Kibe, twice. For our grammarian, Elizabeth Owino, she used once. Thank you very much, and back to you, General Evaluator Joyce Kibe.
Thank you, Counter Brian. I'll try not to use again while I'm giving my speech. So to our timer, kindly tell us how we are doing on time and how we have done throughout the meeting.
Thank you. So unfortunately, I was disabled. I could not share the traffic lights for some reason, but nevertheless, I was able to record the timings. And our first speaker was Martin Gar, who gave the icebreaker speech. She used 7 minutes and 55 seconds, which was way past the required 4 minutes and 4 to 6 minutes, that is. And for Soraya, she spent 5 minutes and 18 seconds. That's within time. And for the table topics, again, we used a total of 7 minutes and 30 seconds for the entire session. And then when we move on to the evaluators, for Joseph Kimotho, he used 4 minutes and 49 seconds, which is slightly above the required 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And for Pascalia Maingi, she used 3 minutes and 38 seconds to evaluate Soraya Mutungi, which was also slightly above the required 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So lessons learned is it's not easy to virtually display some of these things. That is when your machine acts up on you. But I have agreed with the Sergeant at Arms that I will take up the timer role next time when we have our physical meeting. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Liz, for that report. It's okay. At times, the best thing is to bounce back and know that you can still do it again. So that's a plus for you and congratulations for that. So on to my report now. I must admit, I'm happy to be here. It's my first time and I cannot stop saying that it's an excellent club. I am happy to be here. And before I tell you what I also do, I will do that at the end of my report. So onto my evaluation, first of all, I'll say the meeting preparation started early enough to give the role takers enough time to prepare. That was very commendable. There was also consistent reminders of what we were expecting in the meeting. So we were all looking forward to seeing what was coming. Word of the day was shared early, though this Monday, but I would encourage that it to be shared quite early so that we can have more of us using the word. As you see, we have very few people who have used the word of the day. That could be the reason. I would also want to commend our president for the personalized way of greeting the guest, and everyone feels very happy when you are called out by your name. So everybody felt very welcomed and at home. So what would I recommend? So as I have said, word of the day to be shared quite early, maybe a week earlier, so that people can familiarize with the word. And then the speakers, as the evaluator said, that the evaluation form should be shared early. We would forgive maybe our speaker because it was an icebreaker. So going forward, we hope she will be sharing the speech evaluation form early. So my names are Joyce from Blue Eagles. I am the VPE there. I'm happy to be here. And also I'm a business person, so I'm happy to actually be in this club and I look forward to joining you. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Madam Kibe. And that was a mishap on my part. For a few seconds there, I was kicked out of my own meeting by the internet. Blame it on the internet. Manasseh was around. Thank you so much. Now, Mr. Aha Counter, it's just to breathe back in because the pressure of coming back into the meeting was getting great on me. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a wonderful journey we've had together, and I'm really pleased that we participated enthusiastically without plodding. Yes, you can say it, Hackmaster. Say the word. Okay. Right. I think it's about time for us to land this starship. It has been floating in or something else, Mr. President. Sorry.
We had forgotten the Hackmaster. I don't know whether it would be okay to.
Oh, in the report.
I know she might have prepared for it.
Okay. So it was for tutors. I was just calling her name. Please unmute.
Thank you very much. I don't know if this is right, but I have questions. So if you could give me about 3 minutes, is that okay? All right. So part of the role of the Hackmaster is to encourage all of us to listen effectively. So my questions are aligned to what we have discussed this evening. And my first question is Martina Gar, our second speaker. Who is she or what does she do? She mentioned a couple of things that she does. So anybody is allowed to unmute?
She's a yoga trainer.
Uh-huh. Keep going. Anybody else can chime in?
A counseling psychologist.
Yes.
Wellness coach.
Well done. So she said she joined Toastmasters for 3 reasons. Do we remember them? Unmute. Feel free to unmute.
One, she was invited by Frida to come to the club.
Thank you, Joe, but this is not why she joined Toastmasters, but thank you. So there are 3 reasons. Do we remember them?
Communication skills.
Uh-huh.
I think I heard her.
Yes, Bethlehem, unmute.
I think I heard her say to become a better communicator and leader.
All right. Yeah, that's developing communication skills. Do we remember the other two? All right, to improve her leadership skills and network with fellow members. Soraya, this is very, very simple. What is the title of Soraya's speech?
Collateral Beauty.
Well done. And who was the main actor in this movie?
Will Smith.
Oh, well done. Thank you, Brian. Who was the first Table Topics speaker?
Lucy Manyara.
Hey, well done. Who responded to question number 4 on leadership? On the table topic, sorry.
Joseph Kimodo.
The last speaker? No, was not Joseph.
Leadership.
Yes. Jomo Koko.
Kali, I would answer, but I have more Kenya, so I think it
Yes,
will
I
be-
know you have more Kenya, but just go ahead.
Lillian
Someone-
Wamboi.
Good.
All right. Yes, Lillian Wamboi. Thank you very much, and back to you, our Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Hackmaster. And thank you, Mr. President, for bringing that boat back into space. It was going to derail. It was a boat this time, back on track. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, as we wind down on this exciting journey of ours, let me give us the last 2 quotes on leadership by Brian Tracy, which can also help you to think about leadership. He says that great leaders mobilize. Always choose the future over the past. What do we do now? Well, he concludes by saying that great leaders have empathy, and the 3 C's of leadership are consideration, caring, and courtesy. Be polite to everyone. And if I may quote one of our speakers today, the best is probably yet to come, and there is always beauty in every situation that you encounter. Mr. President, I hand over to you to bring the curtains down on the day's events. Thank you.
Thank you very much, our Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Manasseh Miruka. I would urge all of us to just open our videos and show some love with the Heart Club. You can open your video, your voice, you unmute, and let us give a hand to our Toastmaster of the evening. Well done, Toastmaster Manasseh. And I think this was your first time to be a Toastmaster of the day, and you did it so well with mastery. Thank you again. And I can't just but be thankful for the role takers, all who have taken roles towards a successful meeting at this evening. And as we do that, I would like to invite our SAA to give us the results for the polls. SAA, Joe.
Thank you, Mr. President. I encourage all Toastmasters to pick the SAA role because you will always be the deputy TMOD and you will always get to feature. Thank you. Allow me to just share the results. I shall start with our best table topic speaker, our better table topic speaker is our president, Joseph Kimodo. With the qualities of a bad leader. Thank you very much. And for the best evaluator with the Golden Globe Award is Pascalia Toastmaster Pascalia Maingi. Thank you very much. We had only one speaker, so the better speaker certificate goes to her today, Soraya Mutungi. For all the winners, Golden Globe, Oscar, Kakamega, Best Speaker, and all the other accolades that come with it, the certificate will be in your inboxes by morning. Thank you. Back to you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much, our SAA, and indeed congratulations to all our beta role takers and our speakers this evening, Soraya and Martina. Congratulations to all of you. We hope that you get certificates from our SAA in due time. We encourage everyone to take up a role, and yes, certificates and accolades will come to you. I can't just but cherish the moments that I have had, great speeches that we have had, great quotes that I have listened to, and great lessons that I have taken from our speakers and role takers this evening. From Martina Gaz's wellness approach to Soraya's that shining cloud in the midst of challenges, the great table topics that we have had, the Hackmaster livening moments, the tips and quotes from our TMD this evening, and the responses to the questions that TMOD had posed that was so enriching in terms of the theme of the day, enriching the answers to the theme of the day. How do we become and nurture better leaders? It was a great, great, great evening. And I want to give thanks to all who have come, our guests, and all Toastmasters from other clubs. Great fellowship we have had today with Imperial Toastmasters Club from Ethiopia, Bethlehem. Thank you very much. Blue Eagles Toastmasters Club giving us our general evaluator today. The Magnetic Toastmasters Club, represented by Nicole here. Speaking Woman Toastmasters Club. Stella Chapeau, thank you very much. Anchored Toastmasters Club. We also had Karen Toastmasters Club. This was a great, great union of Toastmasters Club. What we can promise and what we must do, Business Dialogue Toastmasters Club, is that we must visit these clubs. We must return a hand, as we usually say in our African French. Thank you so much for attending. I want to pick a guest from among us just to say hi to us. I can see that we have a few guests with us. I want to invite, Willie has left. We also had Kenneth. Oh, they have left already. All right. We would like to reach out to them. I know that we have their contacts, and we will reach out to them and possibly get a chance to engage them in the possibility of joining our club. Our announcement for today, I would like to remind all our members and indeed all Toastmasters that the period for renewal is here with us. We are just 1.5 months towards the deadline, so that by October, we have renewed our membership. And I would like to invite all members to start investing in that. If you would want to do it probably twice, you can do it at $30, deposit your $30 this month and $30 next month, and it will be good to go. That is $60. Our account at SFA is open and ready to receive the funds. We would also like to announce that we would like to invite all our members to support the new office. There are various roles. There is the role of the SAA, is the role of a secretary, is the role of VPPR, VPE. We would like people to can shadow each of the club officers so that we can be able to take care of succession in the club and that our club can be stronger. We invite you also to bring in new members, because as we start a new cycle from October, we'd like to be more. Our goal is to get to 30 active members by the end of the year. Kindly bring on those members. Even if we don't get 30, let us get to 20. Thank you so much, all of you. I would like to declare our meeting number 63 adjourned, with a lot of thanks to all of you for attending and participating in it. Have a great evening and a blessed evening. You can open up your mic, you can open up your video. Let's see you, and we can have a moment to say goodbye to each other. Great to see you, Mikali there. Great to see you.
Thank you very much.
Joyce.
You're welcome. Vivian
Soraya.
again.
Thank you very
Just
much.
And you're
landed all
welcome
our
to
lovely-
tomorrow's meeting.
It has been a pleasure.
Where is the meeting tomorrow?
Blue Eagles is a corporate
Oh.
club for Stanbic Bank,
Where do you
So
meet?
we actually meet hybrid, so I can actually send our poster in our in the organizing meeting room.
Yes.
So we meet 2nd and 4th. So I will invite you. We have our meeting tomorrow in the second Thursday in the morning and the 4th in the evening. So we alternate. We haven't started meeting physically, but it is work in progress.
All right.
Wonderful. Thank you for
And
the
thank you
invite.
for having me. I've enjoyed. Yes.
You're welcome. Martina,
satisfying.
well done.
Oh, Martina, yes.
Well done.
Well
Well done.
Well done, Martina.
Great to see you, Dixon and Lilian. Have a great evening, all of you.
All right. Thank
All
you,
right. Good evening.
Ankai.
Bye. Good night.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Karen. See you.
And
Good
good
night,
night.
everybody.
Night.
Haya, good night. Ninafunga room, niko na kifunguu.
Utakuwa unakipisha.
Nafunga nayo. Thank you,
Funga
Manasseh.
niende.
That was excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
so
great.
much.
Great job there. Great job there.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you.